What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Straight Facts, a sports show that educates and entertains. I'm your boy, Jimmy J, James Jackson, joined by my guys, Kyle Sirik, Jake Galley. No stat Matt Robinson, but that's okay because we keep it moving. But my guys, it's been, we had to take a week off, and now we are back, and it's all about the playing tournament, man. That's what everybody's talking about, and some teams that we thought we were going to see there, and then some teams at the beginning of the season we were mad shocked to see there. But it's the full scope of the playing tournament is what we're going to get into, and that leads us right to that fact straight at you. The Celtics have been a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference every season since Jaylen Brown has been with the team. They're now fighting to even make the playoffs, and they don't even have him to do that as well. So that just kind of sets the context of this shocking kind of playing tournament that is new to the NBA this year, and it's got a lot of things topsy-turvy. So we're going to break down both of them, break down the Eastern Conference playing tournament, break down the Western Conference tournament, and see where that leads us. And right now, the Eastern Conference playing tournament, like Kyle said, even before we came on, is pretty much set right now. And as of now, it'll be the Celtics at the 7th seed versus the Hornets, who are at the 8th seed right now. So Kyle, break that down for us. Give us the fact of the Eastern Conference playing tournament, because it's crazy right now.
Yeah, I mean, the facts here really lie in the fact, as you said, Jaylen Brown's not here. It changes the whole dynamic of how this game plays out. Boston's coming in, losers of 4 straight. And in Jaylen Brown's absence this year, how it's affected the Celtics has been pretty significant. So that's 12 games total. Their perimeter defense has been horrible. Opponents are shooting 38%. That ranks 7th in the league. And their perimeter offense is horrible, shooting 34% from 3 themselves, only beating out the Rockets, Thunders, and the Cavs, who, by the way, are the worst team in the league, the 3rd worst team in the league, and the 5th worst team in the league. So that's kind of it right there. With Jaylen Brown off the floor, there's 19 more shots to go around every night. Jason Tatum only ups his shots by about 1.5 shots. So 17.5 shots have to go to players that, to put it simply, are worse than Jaylen Brown. And that's tough for the Celtics to make up.
Jake, you got a big ass smile on your face. You're absolutely loving this every second about it.
I'm soaking it in. This is the best. This is what I've been like. Obviously, Sixers winning the title would be the ultimate, top of the mountain achievement for me. Like the next peak down is
so
watching
petty.
the Celtics crash and burn. Like
That's
I'll be
so petty
watching
of
that
you.
as intently as I will be the Sixers playoff game. This is what I've been waiting for. This is perfect. It's amazing.
I remember when, what was it, the FIBA World Cup or the FIBA Championship was at 2019 or 2020, and it was all the Celtics. They were the only people in there, and we were losing, we were struggling. And I remember I tweeted at Jake, and I was like, the Dwayne Wade meme where he's like, I'm loving it. I was like, I know this is exactly Jake Galley right now watching this FIBA Championship.
I forgot about that.
He was like, exactly. But they've been shaky all season, and it's funny because a month ago we were talking about how the Celtics were the best team of March or April, like they went on this crazy winning streak, and now it's falling back down to earth. And all the signs point to it's because Jaylen Brown isn't there. Is it simple as that? Is that the fact of the matter? Is Jaylen Brown's not there and the Celtics are on a tailspin?
Personally, I think it's deeper than that. Like, in my opinion, they're really missing that high level play from a distributor and a playmaker, which is supposed to be Kemba Walker, but he hasn't played very well. And then you have a bunch of guys who are going ISO. I mean, you have Jaylen Brown, ISO player, Tatum's an ISO player, and beyond that, you look back the entire year, they have not played a single game with their top 7 players, not one game. So
Wild.
You mix in the injury luck with just the fact that they're having a down year, their team isn't exactly built as strong as it has been the past years. I think it's kind of like a culmination of things that have led them to this point.
Yeah, I definitely think, as you said, they're just having a down year, right? We saw the Celtics get off to a slow start, barely even make it into. I don't even think they were in a playoff seed until like a couple months ago, right?
Right.
And as you said, with the facts right at you, the Celtics are normally pretty dominant in the Eastern Conference, but the injuries just going into the playoffs, that just takes them out of any contention of anything. I can't see the Celtics, and I'm not even sure if they win this game against the Hornets if that's how it plays out.
I don't know. All the right one. That's the statement that needs to be made is if the game was played tomorrow, I'm taking the Hornets. Like I'm just more confident that the Hornets win that basketball game. But I say all signs point to Jaylen Brown not being there because this season, Jaylen Brown took a leap, but he was the only person on the Celtics to take a big leap
Yep.
forward. Like
Yep.
we saw Jason Tatum in the bubble go stupid, right? And we're thinking that it's going to carry over into this season, and it didn't. Like he had the normal Jason Tatum start, and now he's just really plateaued and is just like an every night player, a 24, 25 per game scorer, which is in this NBA, it's cool. Like you get buckets, but that's not going to move your team forward. Kemba Walker didn't take a step up. Marcus Smart's not that offensive threat that can really help and carry a team forward. So there's no next bucket getter. And like coincidence that's all gone downhill since Daniel Tice got traded. Coincidence? I don't know. Nah, it's a complete joke. Y'all are taking that way too seriously.
Look, they're missing like
No damn
part of
Like,
that.
they have no big man.
Yeah.
Tristan Tom.
Come on, you said that last time too.
I know.
You got to think though about think about the good Celtics teams you had in the playoffs. I mean, it was Terry Rozier the first year where they went to the conference finals, and then Kyrie Irving as well.
And Jason Tatum. That's his rookie year.
Right. I just mean in terms of like the guards that they had.
Right.
And then for big men, you have Al Horford who can kind of spray it all around from the high post position. And you don't have a big like that anymore. You've got, Tristan Thompson. He's a solid rebounding big, but he's not doing much for you passing the basketball, shooting the basketball, getting other guys shots. So
bro, I joke about Daniel Tice, but Daniel Tice was playing solid ball. He was giving him solid minutes. It's how he had trade value, but they lose that. That's something
Until
else
he
that they lost.
faces Embiid, then he just gets destroyed.
Right. He's Daniel Tice. We know what Daniel Tice is. But on the flip side of this whole thing, where one team is spiraling, one team is getting their legs back from under them. The Hornets lost Gordon Hayward, lost LaMelo Ball. We're struggling for a little bit. Got LaMelo Ball back, and they seem to got they have their swagger back about him again. So Kyle, me and you both said it. Jake, I have a feeling you might agree, even just from rooting against the Celtics standpoint, that if this game was played today or tomorrow, that we're taking the Hornets just because of how just the form that they've been in lately.
Yeah, I would take the Hornets over the Celtics right now. And it's also a great matchup for the Hornets. Like beyond everything else, this is a Boston team that does not defend against the 3-point line well. And that's been, kind of the big bugaboo. All of Brad Stevens' players seems to not be as bought into his system. They don't, you're used to seeing the guys fly around, rotate. They're always in position. It hasn't been the case this year. The Hornets are a top 10 3-point shooting team. So that should give them an edge in that matchup.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing about the Hornets is, and obviously we talk about Gordon Hayward's out and LaMelo's back, but they don't need LaMelo to score. They have scorers all around. They got 5 dudes in Gordon Hayward's absence that are getting more than 15 points a game. Rozier, PJ Washington's been playing amazing. LaMelo, obviously, just over that 15. Miles Bridges is coming back, and then Devontae Graham, who seemingly fell off the face of the planet the first half of the season, is now back.
He back though.
Yeah,
right.
He's back. So I think, and actually, what's crazy, we talk about the facts. That's only 78% of their points. 5 dudes, they still have all these other guys that are getting stuff done. I think it's just a tough matchup for the Celtics, to be honest. And they do get, they need to win 1 out of 2, but I'm taking the Hornets pretty convincingly in the first game. I can't see them. I don't see a win condition for the Celtics in a game that matters.
No. And losing Gordon Hayward, it obviously did something to them, but I think if you would ask like the average around the way NBA fan, if they knew Gordon Hayward was out right now, they'd probably tell you no. Because even when he was there, the focus was LaMelo Ball. That's how this team was going, and rightfully so. When he came back, now they started winning games. And I just think they're, when Gordon Hayward, since he's out now it's a team of young bucks. Now it's a team of spry young cats who are going to out hustle you. They're more athletic than you. They got more of a swagger than you. Like that's just, if you're not in your right form playing the Hornets, you're going to slip up and lose. They're just playing exciting, fun, good basketball right now for a 1-game playoff. A series is different. Now, let's answer that question. If they had to play an actual playoff series, no play-in game tomorrow, does that change your answer? That's got to change your answer a little bit because you have an experienced coach in Brad Stevens. You have vets on that Boston Celtics team who are going to make adjustments. A 1-game playoff is way different from beating a team 4 times in a week.
Yeah. I take the Hornets in a series, but it's going 6 or 7.
I don't know if I take the Hornets in a series. The
I'm
first go-around.
Definitely in the series. And the Terry Rozier of the playoffs, dude. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that's
give me
Puma
that
fam
back.
too. That's
I
Puma
need
fam
that
too.
back. I need Terry Rozier to win this game and just make the playoffs. Please.
That's
I
Put him back
also
on TV.
So, like, I agree with you, James. Actually, I think I would probably lean Boston here. But the one thing that really sticks with me, and again, back to like that effort point, you don't see guys flying around on defense, buying in. Like, it's one game. Who wants it more?
Mhm.
Is it a Hornets team who's never been to the playoffs, or is it a Boston team who's having their worst year and destroyed by injury in the past couple years? Like, I got to lean Hornets there. I got to lean Hornets.
Hornets giving up the third most offensive rebounds in the league. Perimeter defense is terrible. The transition is terrible. Their playoff measurables are bad. They're going to get you for one game because they're younger than you and sprier than you. But those other 3 games, that's about adjustments. That's about moving to the flow of the playoffs. And this is a team and players who remember a conference finals run. Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum and them, they remember a conference finals run. They remember how to win in the playoffs. So
I think there's too many guys to guard there. You need to guard on the Hornets, and the Celtics just don't have enough guys to do that.
Who the playoffs are about your star players coming alive, making big plays in big moments.
Yeah.
Who on the Hornets can give you 60?
Rozier.
No, I guess it maybe because he popped off for a game this year. He did pop off for a game this year.
A couple games.
But
I mean, like,
I'm talking about a 60.
Who did you think he was going to say?
Right,
when you said that?
Right. As literally as soon as it left, because as soon as I said it, I remember he has popped off for
60.
a 40 above.
You need 40.
My point is, Jason Tatum can give you that, not 60 or 40 on a consistent basis, but big games on a consistent basis. That's like this team ball, we don't have a go-to number one guy. That's cool. And that's great for a young team who's figuring it out at the end of the regular season. But when it's 15 seconds left in game 6 and you need a closeout bucket, look, you're looking at me right.
100%. It's not even close. Like, that's who's getting the ball, and that's who's making
by default, because he's probably the best bucket getter on the team. I don't know. A lot of people probably put it in Melo's hands and tell him to distribute something to make the best play possible, because that's where the Hornets are right now. You don't have you know what I mean? Game on the line, no doubt. I'm giving it to Jason Tatum, but
sure.
I don't know about that for the Hornets.